Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And man, we see this beautiful night. It's almost a weekend again, and it's a cold, frigid day in Wisconsin. But we had to see some basketball, and we had an entertaining game where the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Houston Rockets in overtime, 128 to 122. The Rockets go to 26 and 16 and 11 and 13 on the road. The Sixers go to 24 and 19 and 12 and 12 at home. They played at home in this game, and the Rockets was up in the fourth quarter. It looked like they was going to be able to close it out and win it, but they lost it. The Rockets did win the first quarter 34 to 32. They lost the second quarter 36 to 27. They won the third quarter 27 to 22. And also the fourth quarter 27 to 25 the Rockets did, but they lost the overtime period 13 to 7, and that sucks for them, but they just didn't have enough to be able to win this one. Kevin Wayne Durant played 44 minutes. That was the most on the team. He finished with the most points also with 36, and he also had 21 field goals attempted. That was the most on the team also. He went 13 to 21 from the field. Of course, he made his mid-ranges. The best part about tonight was he made his threes. They kept giving him good opportunities and good looks, so he should have, because he's a good shooter in general and just a good scorer in general too. And he was able to mix it up on them like he usually does, and he was just a tough cover. Philly didn't have any answers for him besides turning them over. He had 8 turnovers in this game, trying to find a way to score, trying to find a way to make things happen. He ended up getting caught up in some sticky situations in this one. He did have 3 assists and 7 rebounds, 1 block, 2 personal fouls, and a minus 15 and plus minus for him. Jabari Smith Jr., 38 minutes, 13 points, 5 of 15 from the field, 1 of 10 from 3. He missed a whole lot of shots in this game, and he's one of the guys like Reed Shepard. If he's hot, you have a good chance of winning. If he's cold, you're most likely going to lose that game, especially because Şengün didn't play that great offensively either, and they still was leading in this game late into this game, and they still had a chance to win it, and they blew it, even though these guys didn't really step up the way that they needed to. 2 of 2 from the free throw line for Jabari Smith, 4 rebounds. He did have 5 assists with only 1 turnover in the steal. He had 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, was a minus 13 and plus minus. And Şengün, he also had 13 points in 38 minutes. He had to go 5 of 14 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. He also went 2 of 7 from the free throw line. That just can't happen in close games that can be decided by anything. You got to value each possession and get the best out of each possession, even if it's a free throw, and he just couldn't make those either. He did have 8 rebounds, which was the most in the starting lineup. He also had 7 assists. He had 2 turnovers and 3 steals and only 2 blocks. That was a really good game from him defensively, making plays happen and putting effort to get it done. He also had 3 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls. He finished as a minus 18 and plus minus. And then Josh Okogie was the only starter to not get in double figures in points. He finished with 8 in 22 minutes. He went 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal in the block, 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, and was a plus 6 and plus minus. He took the open ones. He was able to make them in this game. And of course, he's out there to compete defensively as much as he can. Amen Thompson played 42 minutes. He had 17 points. He was 7 of 11 from the field. Had high percentage looks all game. Took, the ability to use his handle and his athleticism to get as close to that rim as he could. And sometimes initiate contact to be able to get to the free throw line. 3 or 5 from the free throw line ain't that great, but it ain't that bad. He did have 6 rebounds and 9 assists. He can find guys early and often because he knows how to cut, and he also knows how to just find them quick by moving the ball as fast as he can because he don't have a quality look himself, or just knowing that they're going to be open because they ran a play, and he just had to deliver them the ball because he knew where they should be at. 1 turnover, 3 steals. Of course, he's going to make some plays defensively, and he was able to make 3 of them successful because he had no blocks in this one. But he did have 4 offensive rebounds and 4 personal fouls, and was a plus 3. and plus minus. Dorian Finney-Smith played 15 minutes. He had 6 points. He went 2 of 4 from the field. He made all threes and missed all three, so he went 50% there. He did have 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and no turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and a +7 and plus minus. Tari Eason, 13 points, 28 minutes. It ended up being the most off the bench. He also took 12 field goals and went 5 of 12 from the field and finished with 13 points. They needed his scoring a lot, but they also needed his rebounds where he had 9 total. He missed his only free throw, 2 assists, 1 turnover, and 4 steals. The 4 steals was the most on the team, and he's really good at that, especially if you play with him. He's going to make you pay for it. And if you over dribble or overthink too much or even make passes that don't really make much sense, with a guy like him near whoever you're trying to get it to. 3 offense, rebounds, 2 personal fouls. He was a -18 in plus minus 15 minutes for Clint Capella. He went 1 of 4 from the field and had 2 points. He also missed all of his free throws, going 0 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have 7 rebounds, no turnovers, and a block. 2 offensive rebounds, no personal fouls, and a +12 and plus minus. And of course, Reed Shepherd. He played 23 minutes. He had 14 points. It was the most off the bench. He was 5 of 14 from the field, 4 of 7 from three. The scoring was here and there, but at least he gave you the 3-point shooting and a little bit of playmaking, and that's what he's out there to do besides play defense, and he was able to do that also. He had 1 rebound, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals. He had 1 offensive rebound. That was the only one that he had today, and 2 personal fouls, and was a +6 and plus minus. And then the Sixers, they played everybody that they feel can help them win the game, and it was a smart idea because they ended up winning it. Paul George hit a nice clutch 3 in the corner. 37 minutes for him. He had 10 points. He went 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from three. He had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals, and a block. He did everything you needed him to do on the basketball court. And he did almost foul out. That was the worst part of his night, but he still finished with 37 minutes, which is still a lot. He was a -1 and plus minus. Joel Embiid, 46 minutes for him. He had 32 points. He went 10 of 19 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, and 11 of 12 from the free throw line. He's still a physical force. He's still strong. He's still mobile. He's still good touch. He's still got good enough speed. He still looks like a above average center through all the injuries and being banged up and missing so much time. He still put up a triple double, a monstrous one, 15 boards and 10 assists. They had no answer for him. They was trying to figure that out on the fly, and it just didn't work. Even when they made adjustments, he was able to counter all of those too, showing you why a lot of people liked him as an MVP and as one of the best players in the league. But he just can't stay healthy, and that's the only problem. 5 turnovers, 1 steal, and 1 block. 3 offensive rebound, 1 personal foul, and a +21 and plus minus. Kelly Oubre Jr., 41 minutes, 26 points, 10 to 14 from the field, 4 of 5 from three, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. He was attacking the basket and scoring on the perimeter. He balanced it out real well and shot above average for how he usually scores. The basketball in this one was just something that they needed, and nobody else really stepped up besides Tyrese Maxey offensively. So the biggest X factor in this one was Kelly Oubre. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block. 4 personal fouls and a +9 and plus minus. And Tyrese Maxey, he didn't shoot the ball that great from three, going 2 of 10, but he did have the layups, the finishes, and the mid-range going. So he had something to fall back on that ended up working. He had 36 points. He went 15 to 28 from the field, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 10 assists. So he finished with a double-double. 2 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 4 steals. The 4 steals ended up being the most on the team. 1 offensive rebound, 1 personal foul, and a +8 and plus minus. And then the only guy that not scoring double figures in points was VJ Edgecombe. He finished with 40 minutes, though. He had 9 points. He went 4 of 9 from the field and 1 of 6 from three. He did have a key rebound in this one to keep the Philadelphia 76ers hope of winning the game alive. He also had 7 boards and 4 assists. He also had 2 turnovers and 3 steals. A lot of steals in this game, to be honest. Also, he had 2 offensive rebounds out of the 7. He finished with 4 personal fouls and was a plus 13 and plus minus. And then the bench, nobody had a crazy night off the bench. Trendon Watford, 11 minutes, 4 points, 2 or 3 from the field. He had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and no turnovers. Also a block, no personal fouls, and a -6 and plus minus. Dominic Barlow, 21 minutes was the most off the bench. He also took the most shots with 5, and he actually ended up with the most points with 7. He went 1 or 2 from 3, had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, and 2 steals. 3 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and was a plus 12 and plus minus. His scoring is really good. He's always taking good looks and high percentage shots. So you have to like that. And like I said, to get a lot of rebounds and still dish out the basketball the way that he did, show you that he's a good piece for this team. It has been for a while. And then Bona played 7 minutes. He had 1 point because he went 1 or 2 from the free throw line. He had 3 boards, 1 assist, and a turnover. This game, he didn't get a block, which is crazy, but it happened. He also had 2 personal fouls and was a -15 and plus minus. And Quentin Grimes didn't score a lot in this one, although he played 19 minutes, which is a good amount. He finished with 3 points because he went 1 or 2 from the field. He missed his only 3, but went 1 or 1 from the free throw line. He also had 1 rebound, 3 assists, and a turnover and a steal. He also finished with 3 personal fouls in this one. And then he also was a -11 and plus minus. And then you look at the fact that both teams play well enough to get into overtime. You compare both of them. The Sixers shot 89 field goals. They made it at 55%. The Rockets shot more by 10, 99. They shot 46%. 43 pointers by the Rockets. They shot 45%. 32 from the Sixers, 34%. 24 free throws for the Rockets. The problem was they only made it at 50%. You missed half your free throws. That's just terrible, especially when the Sixers only took 2 less and made theirs at 86%. And then both teams had 46 rebounds, but the Sixers had 41 assists. You don't see that every day. The Rockets had 33, 15 turnovers for the Sixers, 16 for the Rockets. Both teams had 13 steals, 4 blocks, 5 for the Rockets, 9 offensive rebounds for the Sixers, 15 for the Rockets, 37 defensive rebounds for the Sixers, 31 for the Rockets, 23 personal fouls for the Sixers, 18 for the Rockets. And man, the Rockets was up. They had a good chance of closing it out. They let the Sixers stay close. They let the Sixers continue to attack them. They made some miscommunications. They had some lack of efforts, plays down the stretch. And at the end of the day, it ended up being a tough one to swallow when it comes to pride, because they did everything they needed to do to be able to win the game, but they still found a way to lose it and come up short. And you got to give credit to the Sixers for not giving in, for continuing to attack, for continuing to play, and continuing to make things difficult on the Rockets. Even though the Rockets did miss some shots that they should have made, they did move the ball well. They did find good shots, generated in isolation possessions that led to good passes, or just breaking down the defense and leaving somebody open. And then they still couldn't close this one out. But I can't really blame the Sixers for trying. I mean, the game ain't over. Why not try our hardest to keep trying to find a way to win the game? And at the end of the day, sometimes that's all you need to do. And they did that and got the win. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up, though. And y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis.